Oh dear. Right, well I've got bits of the buggy all over the place at the moment. I'm turning my attention at the moment putting a seat on it. Now, one of the reasons I made the posts that I've done in the last one, posts, frame things so high, was because I planned on putting the seat on that. Yeah, so here it is. See, my original plan was I thought I'd build a little box about 6 or so inches up from this and have that as a seat, just sit on that and be able to lift it up and keep stuff in it. Because the batteries only come up about yay high. I could have made this quite a bit lower. But I'm having a change of heart on that one. I don't think I want to put a box on the top of it. I think it'll look bit. I don't think it'll look quite right anyway. So what I've decided, I think I'll opt for now, is I'm going to use the seat off of the scooter, seat and seat post, whatever you'd call this, because this little post here, which was on the scooter, it's all a bit rusty. That comes out, and then this can just fit into it. Now I did think I was going to have to saw this off because these was mounted at an angle on the scooters one way or the other, I can't remember which, and I thought I'd have to cut that off and square it up. But as it turns out, where I've got the bracket, which the sort of running board thing attaches to it, if I mount it about where there, it's just about the right angle to set that up straight. So I'm going to trim this, whatever you want to call it, up and weld that on there for the next thing. Thought I'd get a shot of the axle, make things a bit easier for myself. Off you go. Right, let's get this seat post on. Right, so I don't need all of this, so I'm just going to cut a bit off it. I'm just going to weld across here and across here, and I think that'll hold it. I couldn't find the actual one that come off the blue scooter, so I got the blue post and the pink, whatever you want to call that. Right, I'll cut that. I'm going to put my bloody glove. Right, now here we go again. And this is spitting this as if it's getting no gas. It is. Not too bad. feels alright. Clean it up a bit for another half hour. This thing's a bit carroty, so I'm going to give that a quick clean up. I've got another clamp somewhere for this bottom one. I'll have to rake it out. Solid as the Rock of Gibraltar. I'll always pull that out if I need to. It's not perfectly straight, but it's close enough. So there's the frame with the seat post in it, and I've primed it. There's the running board. I've got a bit of old checker plate. A mate of mine got it for me. It was a bit carroty because it came up with an old scaffold hoist. But I just cut it to fit that and rivet it on. And I've primed everything. So now what I've got to do is get a bag carrier on this front wheel bit, on the handlebar bit. So I need to replicate the bag holders on my existing trolleys. Something similar to that. And get them on there and see if I can fit a bag on there. So this is the fork I made for the front wheel, and I've got a couple of bits of alley, and the reason I'm using two is because I've got nothing big enough. I haven't got one bit that's big enough, but my plan is just to drill some holes in here and then just bolt that through onto the original forks that I flattened out on the trolley. So I just want to drill a couple of holes in there and bolt that on. Then I'm going to use a couple of bits of U-channel, obviously on the other side of this, just to hold all this together, rivet it on so that the bag won't go sideways. It wouldn't go sideways anyway, it was sitting on that, but I want to keep it up in the air a bit. And then make some little brackets to come down to here, just to support it down onto the axle of the wheel. But I'll get these drilled out first. Better go and make sure that fits on the bag. Yep, the bag fits on that, and I've just marked that where I've got to make a little L bracket now and bend some of this aluminium to go round the bag. Which of course means I've got to get my bender out and bolt it to the floor. So I need to rivet that one on there and then make the loop for the bag strap to hold the bag and strap it on. So this is about the length I need to go around the bottom of the bag. I need a couple of slots in it here for the strap, but I'm wondering if I can just push this around the bag. I'm going to give that a go first. So as I can't bend this by hand, I'm going to use the bender again. I was going to drill and slot the ends, but I'm not sure how even I'll get this, so I might have to adapt it. So I've marked the centre and I've marked an inch either side of it, because I would like a flat bit before the bend starts, where it's going to be riveted onto the little L bracket there. Right, it's pretty wonky. I'll go and try it on the bag. Not brilliant, but it does fit the bag, so I need to put some slots in here for the strap that's going to go on there, and then rivet it on. So this is it. I was going to put a couple of braces down to here, because I think that it's going to take quite a bit of weight, but I might hold off on that and just see how it feels when I get a bag on it. So for now I'm going to have to put it back on the stem and the handlebars and see where what I've got to do with the other end. Okie dokie. That's him on there. So what I'm going to have to do now, I don't know if I can zoom out any more than that. Nah. Anyway, I've got to figure out how I'm going to put, because I think the bag's going to come up above this. I'll go and stick the bag on it outside and see what happens. So, like I knew it would, the bag comes slightly up above it, and I want to be able to tie the bag on around here, which is just slightly above the handlebars. So I'm going to notch a bit of tube, weld it on here, And basically make another one of them with a bracket coming up to there. Do that then. Need to cut these wings off now. I'll cut these things off. So I've notched this bit of pipe. Just going to cut it off. That's going to be the spacer on the top of the handlebars, and I'll weld that on. It don't fit perfectly. It was an inch drill I had to do that with, but it's nearly there. Be all right welded on, I think. I just made a little plug for the end of this, drilled and tapped it for an M6 nut just to hold the bit on, aluminium bit, when I get it done. So now I need to weld this onto the handlebars, the stem, the thing, and put a little spot on that to hold it in place. So this is the one I've bent for the top of the bag. It's a slightly different shape because the top of the bag is slightly different. So now I'm just going to put some slots in it for the strap. Put a rivet a bit onto here, and then work it out from the bag on the handlebar bit where it's got a bolt onto that bit I've just welded onto it. One thing, I always forget how to use my bender when I come to use it, because I don't use it that much. So I went down to have a look at YouTube, and if you want a really good video on using one of them benders, I found one. It's called Old Man With. I'll try and write that down at the bottom when I edit this or something. But Old Man With, and he gives a really good video on using one of these metal benders. Definitely the best one I've seen on YouTube, just in case anyone wants to know how to use one. Anyway, I'm going to get on with this. So that's the forks with the bag carrier bits on it. And that's it with the bag on it. Still plenty of room for the handlebars. Alright, need some straps or something for it. And that'll go around there alright. Yeah, that should be alright. A little bit in the way of the umbrella thing there, but bit of a nuisance. Anyway, right. That's him. Now I just got to spray it up to match the rest. Put everything back together and see if it still trundles with everything on there. Next thing I've got to sort out is the electrics on it. I need to put a reversing switch and an on-off switch and do a bit of wiring. Anyway, that is at least the bag on there. Right, well that'll be it for this one. Hopefully next one I'll have it all together with the wiring done properly, and I'll be able to show you it operational. And then I'll take it around the park, see if it works.